welcome back, and moving to our next topic with internship education. It is a new field of interest that aims to provide students with a business and entrepreneurial education and experience to help them prosper and become contributing members of society. Internship education develops in students the passion and skills to succeed in the marketplace and life, so they are productive members of society who make their lives and lives of others better. And to talk more about this, we're joined in the studio by Mr. Ahmed Hazem, internship trainer. Hello, sir, and welcome to our show.
Hello.
Thank you very much. A great pleasure to have you, and a great topic too. I think it's pretty much needed within the entire ecosystem, looking at the economic aspects and looking at the aspirations of people. If you can tell us a little bit about the skills that is needed for entrepreneurial skills.
Yes, it definitely is a very important topic today. Well, the skills are few, but they're very complex. First, to become an entrepreneur, you need to understand that you have your own responsibility to live and to be productive. You're not waiting for a job. You're not waiting for someone to look for a job for you. So this is one thing. It's self-confidence and self-reliability. The other thing is that you really need to have a balanced understanding of your capabilities. So you cannot, for example, start a restaurant if you only have 10,000 pounds. But you can do something else with the 10,000 pounds. And it's not only the financial capability, but it's also how you're set. If you need to work on something that's creative, you need to understand that it needs creativity, and vice versa. So first you need to have this self-dependence, and the other thing is to have a clear assessment. The other things are more work related. You need to know how to network. You might not be the PR guy, but you have the idea. So you need to have a friend or someone you can trust to represent you. So these are the things. Legal issues. You need to know someone to do it for you. But first, the self-reliance. Second, an assessment of yourself, especially whether you can live for months without money and become poor during the process until it gives you money.
Yes, but I want to first ask you about the assessment of yourself, because this is the most important part where a lot of people might fail in this assessment and hence fail in their future plans.
Yes.
How does the assessment process happen at the beginning?
Yes, it happens on several steps. First, it depends where you come from, because some schools and universities help you in this assessment. If you don't have it, you at least have friends. Sometimes people in Egypt, for example, when someone is telling you that you're doing this wrong, so you say, this is someone who hates me, and you stop listening to them. But you have the same remark time after time. You have to actually try and look into yourself and understand whether it really affects you or not. There are also many online assessments. Someone has to Google it, and maybe you can get a consultant to help you as well.
You want to ask Chief?
No, go ahead.
Of course, youth have their own problems. Do you believe if we provide them with money to start a project or a loan, this will be the answer to the problems?
Thank you very much. Definitely not. I started my company with 3,000 pounds. 3,000 pounds and my education, of course, and the laptop. But this money grew. Before it, I started a couple of experiments with 20,000 pounds and 30,000 pounds, and I lost them because I didn't have the self-reliance, I didn't have the experience, all of this. So thank you, because people always think that the problem is with the money. Actually, if you have the system, if you have the idea and the product, someone would be happy to give you money. It might be one investor, it might be several investors through internet platforms. You put your idea and people help you fund it. Okay? So thank you. And please, if someone has money, please let them plan on using only 10% of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Because they're going to use it once and twice, maybe more.
Yes. It's part of the learning experience, I guess.
Definitely.
If we move to at the beginning, I was speaking about the necessity of this type of support or learnings that you provide to your students, and because it's important also within the ecosystem and the economic conditions today, that Egypt needs a lot of small and medium businesses, a lot of startups to support with the economy. And developing countries would be needing this type of segments and those type of companies, because the economy relies on them in the transformation phase that we're going through. So, how would you see this, this coming up in terms of startups and small and medium businesses?
It's how you're describing it is very true, and it actually paints how the economy works, because you have the big shots and you have the very small parts of the economy, or even the consumers, and you need very true the small and medium in the middle. How it happens is by natural selection. Unfortunately, you cannot be 100% sure if something is going to work out or not. So from our point of view, we need to train lots of people and try to help them assess themselves, to know the risks, the real risks. For example, as an entrepreneur, you pass through days when you do not have social relations, you do not have dinner, you do not. They have to understand all of this. But if 100 people are going to start it, then at least 30 of them are going to have real functioning companies later, and 10 are going to reach the medium.
Okay, so as an entrepreneurship trainer, what are the obstacles that are facing you in your field?
I'm facing
The obstacles that are facing you in your field.
in my field. We tell a story that when the day God gave people their monies, He gave them their brains. Everybody looked at the money and said, "Oh God, we want more." But then they looked at their brains and said, "Oh, this is the best brain ever."
Yeah.
So my problem is that I have the duty of telling them how to embellish and improve this brain. And everybody thinks that they really understand everything. For instance, like someone I studied my MBA, Masters in Business Administration, and I thought this would help me start my business. But then it did not. It wasn't enough. It wasn't half enough. An engineer would think that we're engineers, like we're the best educated in the country, and I knew